Hi, I'm Jackie from Multnomah County Library School Corps with Novelties 2021. In this video, I'm going to talk about Family Matters, books about families. If you'd like to find the books and websites I mention in this video, the links are included in the description below. Any Day with You by May Respicio, grades 4 through 6. Kaya is excited for the summer before 7th grade. She's going to a filmmaking camp with her best friends Trey and Abby. Kaya loves doing special effects makeup to turn her friends into magical creatures like dragons and mermaids. She's also looking forward to hanging out with her great-grandfather, or Tatung as she calls him. Spending time with a 90-year-old man might not seem very exciting, but Tatung is different. He likes things like riding roller coasters, skydiving, and telling scary stories about monsters from the Philippines, where he grew up. When Tatung suddenly announces that he's moving back to the Philippines, Kaya is devastated. What can she do to make him stay? Here are some things you could talk about with this book. Where are your feet? This is one of Tatung's favorite expressions. What does he mean by it? Are there times in your life when you could use to remember where your feet are? Superpowers. Kaya says that Tatung's superpower is making people feel their best. What superpowers do your family and friends have? Scary stories. Kaya's family enjoys telling scary stories from the Philippines. Share a scary story that you learned from a family member or friend. And in the description, I've linked to some related websites. There's an activity guide from the publisher, an author video where she reads a few pages and gives a writing prompt, and a video series about the creatures of Philippine mythology, which includes some of the creatures that are mentioned in this book. There's also a video about Filipino veterans of World War II being awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, and that's an important part of this story. Before the Ever After by Jacqueline Woodson, grades 4 through 7. Everyone always wants to hang out at ZJ's house. His dad is a pro football star with millions of fans, ZJ's classmates included. But then ZJ's dad starts acting strangely. First he gets headaches, then he sometimes yells at ZJ's friends, and once he even forgets ZJ's name. All of a sudden, not as many kids want to come over. The doctors think that ZJ's dad has a brain disease from all the concussions he's had while playing football, and he has to stop playing. ZJ's worried. Will his father get better? In this book, written in verse, ZJ learns that the future isn't quite as scary with the support of his extended family and friends. Second Dad Summer by Benjamin Class, grades 4 through 6. Jeremiah always enjoys spending the summers with his dad. This year something's different. His dad has moved to downtown Minneapolis to live with his new boyfriend, Michael. In some ways, Michael is really great. He's a good cook, and he knows all the best places to go in Minneapolis. But other things about Michael make Jeremiah embarrassed. He always pesters Jeremiah to be careful when he goes outside, like Jeremiah's a little kid. And worst of all, he rides a bicycle coated with glitter and decorated to look like a unicorn. Jeremiah has to spend all day with Michael while his dad's at work, so it's going to be a long summer. Tune It Out by Jamie Sumner. It's always been Lou and her mom against the world. They move around and sleep in their truck and perform at open mics, with Lou's mom hoping they'll be discovered by a talent scout and become famous. But Lou just wants a normal life, even if her mom keeps telling her she has the voice of an angel. The sounds, the people, and the possibility of being touched, even accidentally, in the karaoke clubs make Lou anxious. She even misses her homework, since her mom took her out of school after a teacher suggested speaking to a counselor about developmental disorders. Then, suddenly, after an accident on a snowy night, Child Protective Services separates Lou from her mom and sends her to live with her Aunt Ginger and husband Dan. Lou misses her mom, but Ginger and Dan try to make her feel at home as much as possible and enroll her in a private school where she meets classmate Well and guidance counselor Andrea. Lou starts noticing differences in how her mom treats her and how the new people in her life treat her. Unlike her mother, Aunt Ginger, Dan, Well, and Andrea encourage Lou to feel her feelings instead of hiding them. They respect boundaries that Lou's mom often pushed. While Lou's mom called Lou's sensitivity to sound and touch quirks, Andrea gives Lou agency to discover whether she may have a sensory processing disorder, so that they can work together to find ways for Lou to cope, instead of just toughing it out. With this support, Lou discovers how important listening to music is to her, and she includes playlists in the book. Well, whose own family doesn't seem to understand him or give him the attention he needs, says, "You can't choose family." But as Lou gets closer to the court date that will decide whether her mother will regain full custody, she wonders how true that is. What will Lou do? For a story about family, learning more about sensory processing disorder, loving music, and building personal support systems, read Tune It Out. Ways to Make Sunshine by Renee Watson, grades 3 through 5. Ryan's name means king, and she does her best to live up to it, trying to be a strong and positive leader. But things have been challenging lately. Her dad lost his job, and his new job doesn't pay as well. So the family has had to move to a smaller house and sell one of their cars. One of Ryan's best friends has moved out of her Portland neighborhood and now lives in a huge house in Lake Oswego with an indoor swimming pool, making it even harder for Ryan to appreciate her own smaller house. On top of all that, Ryan's worried about the upcoming talent show at school. She's great at cooking, but not so good at the kinds of talents that you can do on stage. What can she do for the talent show? So in the description below, you'll find a link to the full list of titles from this year's Novelties videos. I've also included links where you can watch our other School Corps presentations, and a link to book discussion tips from Multnomah County Library. We'd also really appreciate it if you would fill out our evaluation to let us know what you think of these videos. Finally, you can find out more about School Corps by following the link below. Thanks for watching.